September 28th, 2007. Dear Diary, I was up late into the night talking to my precious Princess Kayla, planning our first date together. I reassured her repeatedly that our first time would indeed be special, when Miss Vagina welcomes Mr. Penis in a willing embrace. I must have passed out because when I woke up it was morning and I didn't see Kayla online. I hope she didn't forget our love, or how important it was to show me that she was still excited about our relationship. Then I put on the webcam so my precious could see me getting ready to go find work. Boy, did I have a lousy day looking for work. 4 hours down the drain. I even took a shower. I could have used that time to plan my future with Kayla. I don't know why Nashville is so different from everywhere else. You know, it usually takes 2 or 3 weeks for the stories from my old bosses to catch up to me. In Nashville, everyone seems to just know right away all about my old bosses and how they were hard to get along with, how I was always getting canned for other people's accidents. Remember that, diary? Remember, before I could even explain, they would start with the finger pointing, hollering, "Who's responsible for this?" and "Poor Spence, he was only 10 days from retirement," and "Whose beer cans are these, Armstrong?" Like it's my fault. That accident was not my fault, diary. You know it, I know it, and I'm fairly certain the fellow who got crushed knew it. But it's neither here nor there, as they were never able to pin it on me. I bet you the chump they hired to replace me was the boss's son-in-law. Friggin' nepotism. You know me, diary. I'm always trying to help others be better and smarter, yet they always sabotage me. It's just like karaoke night, right? I'm generally the best singer wherever I go for karaoke, obviously. But the bartenders, they always sabotage me by putting extra alcohol in my beers and somehow making the filters on my cigarettes cause my voice to be all raspy. And they must be secretly telling everyone else to take their sweet-ass time, so when I yell at them to get off the stage, I get hoarse. Why do they fear me so? Perfect example. Every time I see a girl in the karaoke bar, or any bar, I tell them how cute and adorable they are, and I ask if they want to get married, you know. Then they start to slowly move away. I, in turn, ask them, "Does this mean we can see other people?" By this time, the bouncers are twisting my arm behind my back and shouting in my face about stalking and restraining orders. I love them a lifetime in those few minutes. Then in just seconds to have it over so quickly, you just never get used to it, diary. You never get used to it. Tried to find work again, like I said. I went to one company that had advertised for an experienced machine operator. Of course, I told him I once ran an entire sanitation company. He asked me if I was Lorne Armstrong. I was totally surprised that he had heard of my successes and how bad it was that my family kept stealing from me. I expected him to agree that my brothers were thieves, and then suddenly he said, "No thanks, we've heard a lot about you already." I guess they don't want me making their other employees look bad. I get that, I do. But what they don't seem to understand is sometimes I just want to be the average worker, you know? I just want to do my job, get my paycheck. I can't always be the superstar. It's not like I don't know success. I mean, that's why I went into sanitation. It's the easiest way I know to make the world a nicer place. So, this guy was escorting me out of the building, one hand on my arm and the other on the back of my neck, you know, typical. I was feeling a bit dejected, and I asked him if I could please use the restroom before I left. He was kind enough to agree. Pretty nice digs, I must say. I locked the door behind me and had my choice of stalls. I picked the one that the cripples are supposed to use. I stripped down to nothing, sat back, and knocked one out. That's what I do to combat the blues. I was really enjoying the music that they had playing in the restroom. I lit a smoke and settled in for a dump. Right about that time, the smoke alarm starts blaring throughout the building. Just my luck. Of all the days, I had to come on the day that they were doing fire drills. Well, I had another smoke and I finished my business. I walked out and startled a guy that was standing there dressed as a fireman for some reason. "It's all yours, Sahib," I said, and patted him on the shoulder. He must have really had to go badly, as he'd been pounding on that door for at least 15 minutes. When I got back to the apartment, Bud looked like his back teeth were drowning, so he and I went out to get the mail. Remember that credit card I applied for, Diary? The one I'm going to use for buying my betrothed a naughty wedding night negligee? The application was still in the mailbox. The mail carrier just left it behind. I'm sure he'd say it was because I didn't put one of those overpriced stamp thingies on it. Neither sleet nor snow nor rain or whatever. What bullshit. The post office does have its uses, I'll admit. Like for sending pictures to people in other states or delivering checks to me from my family. I sure wish that they would refuse to deliver some letters though, like the ones from people who say that I have to repay the gifts that they gave me. I did so much work, and people were legitimately happy to see me chase my dream to Nashville. You know, I heard that they threw a huge party once I had moved. I know the only reason that they waited until after I was gone is to save me the embarrassment of getting choked up in front of everyone. They are going to love being able to say they knew me before I hit the big time. Walking back from the mailbox, Bud kept trying to run the opposite direction. It's stupid to do that. He was able to reach this lone patch of grass, and he did the boot scoot across it. Hopefully that'll keep him from dragging ass all over the living room carpet. I went to log onto the computer and I had a rough time with it. The modem is so slow. It takes forever to get notices that Kayla is online. Remember how I had the alert set to notify me when she was online by emitting ear-splitting noise? Well, I had to disconnect that. Too many complaints. Plus, I don't think Bud cared for it, as he would always piss on the computer. Once I tried drying off the computer after he'd done his business, probably should have unplugged it first. I received a shock so strong I bit halfway through my tongue, let out a yelp of pain, and collapsed on the floor moaning, smoke billowing from my smoldering comb-over. The Taco twins next door busted in and checked my vitals. They were about to call 911, but I came to my senses and kicked their sorry asses out. Imagine trying to pretend that they came to help me when you know damn well they were hoping to find those cigarettes I had bummed off them when they were sleeping yesterday. You can't bullshit a bullshitter. Anyways, while waiting for KK, I sat thinking seriously about my financial situation. Money is a little tight, Diary, I admit. I know my Kayla and I are going to have to stay home and watch TV together most nights. Think about that. She'll make my favorite pot pie and salad, and when I get back from work, it'll be time to eat. My Kayla knows never to keep her man waiting. Or maybe she doesn't know. I hope it won't be too hard to teach her. Someday, I'll make enough money to hire a housekeeper, so my Kayla can focus on taking care of Mr. Penis like a good wife should. Until then, she can clean the bathroom. We can make it her own little area. I bet she will decorate it all girly, stocking it with toilet paper and soap from the convenience store bathrooms. It's not like she'll have to work. I mean, I'll have a new job and a whole bunch of credit cards when we're together. Eventually, I left the computer and I went over to watch TV. Oh, what's that, Diary? Oh yeah, you didn't know about my new TV, did you? I'm rich, biatch. Hell yeah. Someone must have been getting evicted or something because I was driving by this apartment building and there was all kinds of belongings stacked up around this U-Haul truck. I grabbed the little TV and brought it back to my truck, just in the nick of time, too. I was about to walk back and grab some more stuff when two guys in coveralls started running towards me, shouting something. From what I could gather, they were pissed because I got to the TV first. Hell, I left those losers in the dust. First come, first serve is what I always say. For something that I scored for free, the TV works pretty good. It's black and white, though, and I have to sit way close. You know me, Diary. I like to keep abreast of world events. It's hard to keep up because, well, I'm working so much every day. So I usually look for news shows when I'm watching TV. One of the programs that I could somewhat see through all the static and snow was that goofy NBC show about the sluts. This time they were at a house near the beach in New Jersey, which is in Canada. Some teenage broad posing as an adult had invited guys to come to the house, and when they got there, the police arrested them and took them to jail. I don't understand why. There was a girl in the house who had invited them over, I remind you. The girl was super cute, so of course dudes are gonna want to hit that shit. But before they got arrested, Here comes this cock-blocking fruit in a turtleneck, possibly the father. He comes out and scares away the girl. Me, I would never break up a date like that, diary. That's so disrespectful to a guy who's just looking for a little love and company. He would ask lots of stupid questions to make himself look all smart and shit. Some of the guys thought the girl was only 14, and what's wrong with that? I just find it disgusting to break up such a sweet and genuine love story. Kayla knows the age is just a number, and that our love is for real. I can't wait to introduce her to Mr. Penis in person. I bet if that guy from the news show saw how Kayla and I were so simpatico and loving, he would change his tune. I can tell you this, that doofus will never come between me and Kayla. Then again, what are the odds that that guy will ever set up one of his little surprise attacks in a little town like Bowling Green? My birthday's coming up soon, diary, and my birthday present is going to be my first hug and kiss from my angel. If that nosy nerd happens to show up, I will have to bring down the hammer and grind that bastard down to bone dust. Kayla eventually signed on. Even though it was late at night, it was like the sun had come out in the sky. The world seemed much happier. Even Bud stopped scratching at the door and calmed down. Oh, did I mention? Bud is using the door scratching as a form of communication. He's so friggin' smart. I figured it out finally, because every time he scratches the door, I find a wet spot in the bedroom carpet. All this time, I thought he wanted to go out. He was just alerting me to a new mysterious wet spot. To think of the wasted time I spent walking him. He must have thought I was a real dolt. The big drama from the Kayla conversation today was regarding a wicked little group of trolls that have convinced Kayla they are her friends. They aren't fooling me. I see how they intend to come between us. I hate those kids. Their lives are so miserable that they can't stand to think of two people in love like Kayla and I. My precious princess and I were completely on the same page when I said I need her to spend time with me now, no matter what her friends thought. When I asked Kayla how much she had thought about me during the day, she answered quickly, which is good, because lying to me about that would make me sad. I admit, I'm very sensitive. Mom says it's my one redeeming trait, whatever that means. I told Kayla I was going to go out karaokeing. Then, being a precocious teen, Kayla responded by saying that she was going to be out all day tomorrow. I don't know how to manage without her, and she knows it. I'm pretty sure she's not going anywhere tomorrow. After she had brought me to the brink with her incredible phone kissing, or as I like to call it, phone-latio, I sent her to bed and went out to wow the A&R guys that are always scouting me from the dark booths at Scooter's Pub. Tonight, I was daydreaming how I wish I could record my version of Summertime. I'm so much better than that hack, Kenny Chesney. One day, I suppose. Yeah, one day I will entertain my angel Kayla properly, with nothing on but leather pants and an electric guitar. And a ball cap. But that's a story for another day, diary. For now, I'm going to turn off the telly and get ready for another strenuous day of job hunting tomorrow. First, though, Mr. Penis is scheduled for a quick workout with his personal trainer at Mr. Hand's gym. I'll talk to you tomorrow, diary. Good night.